Here we go. Welcome to No Choftes Live. It's a match review. Omonoia 2, Doxa 1. Although it probably could have been a lot worse. I'm Stel. I've got Roy and Chris. Gobelia. How are we doing, gentlemen? We good?
We're good. I'll let Roy go first.
First of all, your internet has been fucking you up, right? So that's not a good start for you. But see, says, man, those messages in the WhatsApp group, I thought your head was going to explode, man.
Thank God I wasn't at the pitch. Thank God. Well, Roy needs to tell us something, but Benji, you better on. Πώς τα βλέπουν μπουόντα?
Φίλε μου, εγώ when I go to the stadium, I don't show my emotion. I just watch the game and I sit quiet there. But in my head, I might have killed like 10 people. So I don't know. I guess this is how I am. I just try and concentrate στο παιχνίδι. And especially now, but even before, because now I take my daughter with me as well, so I'm extra careful how I
respond,
how I conduct yourself.
Yeah, but yeah, generally I was never like a type of fan that I just get stressed. And that's basically it. I try and concentrate as much as I can. And it was good that we didn't have the pod yesterday. But man, I've got quite a few things to say. One thing at a time. Like I was going to say, when we first started doing the podcast, Stel, I had to do my homework. I had to sort of think, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. But then after like a few episodes, it just came naturally. And I was like, you know what, just let it flow. Let it go like spontaneously. Don't overthink things. Don't write notes. Yesterday was the first time that since yesterday, I was thinking, I want to write about this. I want to say about this. I want to do this. I want to mention that. I want to do that. And it was as if, I was a writer or an author, writing the first two sentences and then ripping off the page and throwing it and then going at it again. You don't know from where to start and when to finish with this game, refile. So, introduction.
Okay, well, look, let's talk about the system, the lineup, because we were praising Henningberg and the players for the system against Kairat, the performance away from home. And lo and behold, we went back to a 4-4-2. This time Shepard was up front with the EI. I don't think they've ever played together as a two up front anyway, which I can't remember. I don't think they have anyway. Zahari on the left, Loiza on the right-hand side, Yordi and Bashiru in the middle, Huberchan and Yuster in the middle, centre-backs. Psati started at right-back, which I was fairly pleased about, given his performance midweek, and I think he deserved to start. But in terms of the system that we played, I didn't expect anything else. Chris, you thought that we were going to go with a 3-4-2-1 or very similar system. Were you surprised to see the way that we went back to the old style again?
I expected it, but you see ότι με το 4-4-2 είναι ευκαινή. You can get a lot of creativity out of it. I think when Gusu comes back and mix and we need to go back to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 because that will give the defense a little bit more in a sort of way. I think that's why a lot of our defensive issues are coming at the moment. My personal opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I think this goes back to what we, all three of us, have been touching on for the past couple of weeks now. Defensively, we're not as solid as what we were when Michael was there. And it goes back to the whole organisation debate. It goes back to, doing the basics wrong. And we're gonna talk about this as the show continues. But the Doxa's goals, all three of them, the two that didn't count and the one that did count, these are all individual mistakes and mistakes that could have been avoided. Roy, before we talk about that, your thoughts on the system, my friend, and how it didn't work as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, so when we were texting each other, okay, I said that it's going to be unpredictable. Not only because we had the game midweek away from home, I thought that I was expecting some changes, maybe even more changes than what I saw. I believe that we were going to go back to a 4-4-2. Γεια σου, φίλε. Που για μένα εκεί, φίλε, χτες δεν έφυγε τίποτε. Δηλαδή, yesterday's performance was appalling, ρε φίλε. At all levels. All levels. Defensively, midfield, attacking, pace, touch and go, discipline. There was nothing that worked. Nothing. We took we took a step forward and 2 steps back yesterday. And if with performances like the ones yesterday, we can't not only think of defending the championship, we can't even fucking beat a team from the second division. This is what I think, and that's not only to do with the system. It's a very general statement.
Do you know what? I think this is the first time that I'm going to get on my negative Nelly. What's it called? My negative Nelly hat on, because I try and be as positive as I possibly can. But I'll hold my hands up and I say, yesterday, you're right. They didn't look like a team. They look like individuals more than anything. You know? Now, this isn't to take away how well Doxa played, because Doxa did their homework. There are 2 banks of 4. Whenever we broke through or we played it to a player, they'd be doubling up or man marking. Shepherd would drop deep to get the ball, for example. When he'd be clattered, there'd be 2 players around him. It was just, I said, it was a team full of individuals. Zahari wasn't tracking back enough. If you saw the first goal that was disallowed, Lesiak was taken out. There was an overlap. Why was there no one tracking the runner? For the second goal, which was disallowed, the organization from the set piece was dreadful. There was no one talking. No one took leadership to clear the ball. The passing wasn't crisp enough as far as I'm concerned. And the one thing that enraged me the most was the lack of movement from the front 4. Whenever Yordi got the ball or Bashiru got the ball, they wanted to release it, but there was no one overlapping. There was no one dropping deep. The only person that was doing it was Shep, and he was getting smashed. No one was giving options. They weren't playing in triangles. There was so much space in certain areas of the pitch, and they weren't exploiting it. And I'm sitting there, and in 27 minutes, as God is my witness, I said, this game needs Dura to come on to stretch the game. Because while EI was coming deep to collect the ball, like he did against Flora, he's running into traffic. But listen, at the end of the day, we can evaluate this game in so many different segments, it would take us forever to do. So what I want to ask you guys, the main question is, where was the main problem? What was the main area for you guys? Was there one particular stage or part of the pitch that we needed to improve on that went completely wrong? What was it?
I'll let Leroy go first.
I feel like I said, yesterday's overall performance was, to say the least, problematic at all levels. I did see, obviously, the same defensive mistakes being repeated, even though last podcast, I think, was it against Dyke, we said, please, guys, don't repeat the same mistakes. We repeated it, and it wasn't just the 3 goals they scored. It was when Hubo stopped it on the line. It was when they got a free shot. It wasn't just the goals they scored. It was overall. Again, the midfield. You always say that, when Jordi and Bashu held the ball, there was no movement, and I agree. But also, one of the main reasons we are predictable and very slow is, for me, is Jordi. And I said, it's no mistake that I respect Jordi. I feel proud that he's our captain. He has offered in various ways in the squad, but that dependence we have on Jordi always makes me feel uncomfortable, and not being able to have someone to replace him, especially yesterday when he got sent off, because don't forget, we haven't got Mix, we haven't got Kusu, Papulis was injured. They say that he's probably going to be back for the game against Paphos. But what are we going to do? And να βάλουμε το show στα half, and να βάλουμε το Hambo με τον Bashiru. We won't have any creativity.
Yeah, but Roy, I get what you're saying. But what I will say is that if we're not going to have people running, if we're not going to have runners, if we're not going to have Johnny's making runs, like when he came on, he was terrible. If you're not going to have Loizo, making runs that are unpredictable, because he was completely predictable yesterday. Every time he got the ball on that right-hand side, his main idea, cut inside. There's only so many times you can do that before a defender turns around and says, well, I know what you're going to do, mate. Right? So players ain't moving into the spaces. They ain't moving into gaps. They ain't moving into panels. They ain't moving into various areas, which will then allow Jordi to pass these balls. So he's playing it backwards. He's playing it sideways. He's getting closed down because he wants more time on the ball, because he's looking up for someone to move and they're not moving. Happened to Bashiru yesterday. There's 4 occasions where he was closed down and he's giving the ball away cheaply. And I'm looking at these players. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, you are giving the ball away in dangerous areas, not just cheaply, but in dangerous areas. But why? Because Loizo's too busy standing on the touchline. Because Zaharia, who was our best player in the first half, was taken off. He was the only one with showing some impetus to get forward. EI is shooting from 40 yards. Fuck is this shit going on, man? Do you know what I mean? But Jordi is obviously getting criticism. And listen, he's not exempt from criticism. And you're right. There have been so many people saying to me, he's too slow, he's too this, he's too that. And I get it. That being said, who's he passing the ball to? Because no one's moving. Even Lesiak's weren't making runs forward.
No.
Anyway.
This is a more general statement, and not so much to do with yesterday's game. This is my opinion. I would prefer to have had another option to replace him. I'm not saying he's no good for Omonia. I'm not saying he's the reason Omonia is not playing well. I'm not saying, he hasn't offered or whatever, but I feel uncomfortable having so much dependence on that player, especially now that, we don't have any options and we don't have any other creativity as Pume. And like you said, if you want to take it player for player, I can sit here, but we're going to need hours, not minutes to finish the podcast, Refile. I agree that Zahari was trying. He was probably our best man on the field, but he, στην τελευταία, του κίνηση πάντα έκαμε ένα λάθος, ας πούμε. Ή αν πολλά την μπάλα, he will lose the control. He was trying, it seemed like he was trying too much to... ναι, και ας πούμε ο Loizos, same thing. Loizos, I don't know whether this is disciplinary, it's inexperience, it's him being tired, is him being big-headed, I don't know. It's him wanting to, exactly because no one was moving about, he wanted to να πιάσει την ομάδα μπας στους ώμους του και να πει, if no one's doing anything, I might as well do that. Chepa, like you said, they were shutting him down, but he also didn't seem to me, again, so fresh. It seemed like maybe it would have been a better idea if he stayed on the bench this week as well and be ready for the games to come, because he didn't have the energy levels as well. Iyai, I don't know if he's underestimating Cypriot football, but he seems to me to be a bit sloppy and thinking he's a lot better than what he really is.
That's exactly it.
It's exactly what I told you back this. Exactly what I told you back this.
Complacent.
It's pissing me off.
But that's the thing. I've noticed that a lot yesterday. There were quite a few players who were complacent. Even Johnny, I was surprised. He came on, and I can't remember which minute it was, but it was before the second goal, which was disallowed. He tried to do like a step over. I'm like, what are you doing there? Like, you can't afford to do these things in a game like this. We're not playing well enough as it is. Why are you trying to do flicks and tricks? If you're 5-0 up, understandable. But you're chasing a game here against a team that's outplayed us, outworked us, outfought us, and outthought us. So What are you doing? And again, you could put that down as youthful exuberance or just, inexperience. But enough's enough. Things are getting even serious now, where we're talking about what's going wrong with this club, what's going wrong with these players. I'm not going to turn around and say that they're not playing for Henningberg. That's bullshit. Let's just nip that in the bud. They're not downing tools. They're not throwing games or anything like that. But I think right now, I think there's a little bit of complacency that's creeping in. A lot of players don't realize that, you know, that their places aren't guaranteed, but some of them do. They think that way.
Yep.
I don't know, Refile. At the end of the day, you know, I've said this before, a defeat is information rich, whereas a victory is breeds complacency. And from yesterday's game, if we don't approach it as a defeat, because yesterday we were not a team for 90 minutes. We only played well for 5 minutes. That's it. And it wasn't for, if it wasn't for VAR, and if it wasn't Buddha, ήταν να σφάμε 3-0 και να πάμε σπίτι μας και ασιοπούμε. So for me, like I always say, it's good, the result counts, and I'd rather have an ugly win rather than if it was the other way around. Say, for example, we were playing really well and we scored 2 goals, got disallowed, we went 1-0 up, and then the last 5 minutes we lose. I wouldn't have preferred it. Αλλά ήταν να πούμε, ξέρω εγώ, πάει σε σωστό δρόμο. Τούτον εχτες ήταν λάθος δρόμο. It was as if we took a wrong turn. I was like, what the fuck are we doing, Refile?
The thing is, right, if you look at the first goal that was disallowed, they went to VAR and the referee gave offside. And I'm looking thinking, who was offside? Like, who was offside? I think who was offside? It wasn't the runner. It was the guy that fouled Lesiaks in the build-up to it. He was offside. So if anything, that was actually more a foul than an offside decision. I think that was the right call.
Επηρεάζαν τη φάση. Ότι there was a man που επηρεάζαν τη φάση, he was offside at the beginning. Instead of just saying, you know, I'm here, I'm not moving, I'm not doing anything, and big ξανά στη φάση και that was stupid.
Yeah, but he was affecting play though, because he fouled Lesiak, who would have tracked the runner.
Yeah.
You know, and as for the second goal, that was marginal. I don't know. I don't know how we got away with that one. I don't know how we got away with that one.
Okay, Refile, listen. I'm not trying to take anything away from Doxa. Doxa played really well, really well. But it doesn't mean because they played well that it was unfair that the goals got disallowed. Now with VAR, it's not a matter of perspective. For example, the foul that Gagoulis made on the keeper is a matter of perspective. Some might say, no, he didn't. Others might say he did. Others might say it was a yellow card. Others might say it was a red. And that's a matter of perspective of how you see it. But an offside is an offside even if it's a centimeter or if it's 10 meters. And also, the offside, the goals that got disallowed, they were offside. Even if it was like his fucking pubic hair, as πούμε μπροστά. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Αλλά για μένα τον Κακουλή έχει από πρωί επελάναμε όλοι, έκαμε φάουλο Κακουλής. Φίλε, λαό τους ρε παιδιά, I'm trying to be honest. Στο γήπεδο εχτες δεν κατάλαβα καμιά φάση. Ούτε γιατί they got disallowed τα τέρματα της Δόξας, ούτε αν επέρασε η φάση για να μου χούποτσαν τη γραμμή. Και I thought it was stupid from the goalkeeper to do what he did. Very, very stupid. Very good on Gagu, who chased him down.
He changed the game. He changed the game by doing that. And that's the one thing that we lacked yesterday. Yeah. What Gagu showed yesterday was what we lacked for 89 minutes. That desire, that passion, that determination, that never say die spirit, because I didn't see that throughout the team, throughout the game. And he comes on, he shows that, you know, the energy, the hunger, and you're right, the goalkeeper shouldn't have done what he did. Now, when people message me saying, oh, it was a foul, the first thing I said was, okay, first of all, if it was a foul, why hasn't the goalkeeper appealed it? Do you get what I'm saying? Because if a goalkeeper or a striker or a midfielder is fouled, they're always shouting at the referee. It's like, you know, they know that it's a foul, but he didn't say anything. And immediately I'm thinking, the goalkeeper knows he's fucked up here. He knows he's fucked up. It's like when your mum says to you, you know, when you're a kid, don't make a mess, and then you break something, and then it's that look of guilt on your face when she says, no me games. You know, that's what happened with the goalkeeper. If he was fouled, he'd be shouting at the referee, he'd be screaming, whatever. But no, he carried on. And then he fouled Gagu. It's a penalty. And he didn't even complain when he got the second yellow card. So in my eyes, the goalkeeper basically made the decision for the referee. It's a penalty. And it wasn't a foul on him. It's that simple.
Yep.
Όπως και να χαιρετήσει. Οι κουβέντες για την διαιτησία μπορούν να πάρουν άλλο, ξέρω, μια-δυο ώρες, 3 ώρες. Εγώ νομίζω ότι αν είχε μόνο μια φάση, if it was only one φάση που μπορούσαν να συζητήσουμε, είναι η φάση Μονκάκου, εντάξει, στην οποία εγώ είδα την 100 φορές ρε φίλε, που 15 different angles και I'm still trying to understand what others are trying to convince me that he found. Okay, εγώ σηκώνω να σέρκα μου, μπορεί να είναι στραβός ρε φίλε, δεν ξέρω. Αλλά να δεχτώ ότι χτύπησε του τζάμε. Το πρόβλημα είναι να πούμε κόφτε είναι η ομάδα μου ρε φίλε. Το πόσο σκατά επέξαμε και να μπορούμε να κάνουμε and what's the next day, what are we going to do, how are we going to turn this around, because you can't just look at the result. You cannot just look at the result and ignore everything else. We're not improving. And I don't know the reasons why. I don't know. I don't want to talk about players who ain't here. Whether it's because they're injured or because we didn't pay money to have them or because I don't know. But what I'm seeing, I shit you not, what I saw yesterday from Omonoia is not the character of the championship and the Barhidia Malagias. We got lucky because the Oportalis Pusagan Malagian and Kagu chased him, and then Lejak scored a very nice goal. Τα άλλα ούλα είναι μαλακίες του τετράγωνο, ρε φίλε.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I feel as well when I'm νιώθω. They got the target of the Brathima and Bessie, and I feel like they've got comfortable. They don't have anything to prove because you see it in the pitch. There's no hunger. Ένα εσύ στον άλλον να βουρά να θέλει να φάει το γήπεδο. Παίζουν with passion, being creative. They're lacking it. Και γίνεται να συνεχίσει τούτον. Because if we do, we're going to lose to Paphos. Να χάσουμε και μετά. Δεν γίνεται να συνεχίσει έτσι. Κάτι πρέπει να αλλάξει. Ούτε εγώ, ούτε εσύ, ούτε ο Ρόι ξέρεις.
Yeah, but bro, if you look at the game against AEK, yeah, it was a similar story. They outworked us.
Exactly.
Yeah, they got back to numbers. They tracked runners, things that we were doing last season. Yeah, when Lesiaks was struggling at left back, Thiago was tracking back, Johnny's was tracking back. Yeah, Eric was tracking back to help Shehu, and it was a cohesive unit. Fedos, it looks as if it's so disjointed, but I don't know the reason for it. I can't put my finger on it. I just really can't. Is there a lack of leadership on the pitch? Maybe. Is our teams just more tactically astute this season? Have they worked out the formula to play against us? Because we can't play like this every week. This has happened too many times already this season, man. AEK was a warning sign, a big warning sign. Yesterday, that's like going on the Monopoly board and getting get a jail card free all the time. Like we got life yesterday. Like we got life.
We're too predictable. Μάθαν μας οι ομάδες. It's simple. Μάθαν μας οι ομάδες. We're too predictable. Ή να πιάει ο Τζόντια εδώ και του Γιάνν να βγάλει σέντρα. Or, I'm not bashing any players. I'm just giving an example. Or Loizo's going to cut in. And then he's going to cut in again. And then he might decide not to shoot. Then he's going to cut in again, which he did yesterday.
I don't want to see him right wing anymore. I don't want to see him play there anymore. I don't want to. He doesn't do enough defensively. And as I said, when he goes forward, he's predictable. And we were talking about this in the group chat. How much has this kid developed in the past 6 or 7 months? Have you seen anything different about him? Can you say that he's improved technically? Can you say he's improved from a tactical perspective? Physically, has he changed? Okay, granted, he's only a teenager, so he might get a growth spurt, and he probably won't stop growing until he's 23. I mean, Jesse Lingard is still 28, 29, and he's still bulking up. Right, but is he a late developer? What is this going on? Because I need to know. Gagu looks like he's filled out a little bit, but as Jothio says, he still needs to bulk up a bit. He still needs to hit the gym, and he will. But with Loizo, I haven't seen anything remarkably different about him to last season. He's just the same player to me. He's predictable. Granted, he's got skill, And we've bigged him up a lot. Don't get me wrong, and we've joked about him being our Messi, whatever. This is the way that we joke. This is what we do. We don't shoot them up to the stars. But I haven't seen anything different from him. Now, if he plays a number 10, does Berg not trust him there because maybe he's not physical enough? He's getting bullied off the ball, so he's easier on the right-hand side. But when you do that, you're effectively making your right back to do more work. And that's probably why Shehu suffered the past few games, like especially Antwerp away. That's probably why Shehu was struggling, because he was doing most of the work on that right-hand side. So, I think Zaharia, it's time for him to play right wing and give Johnny's a run on the left-hand side. Or play
What was
on the left-hand side.
What was Zaharia's preferred position? Because ξέρω άλλα σε συνέχεια μες στο Ολυμπιακό. Where was
right
he
wing,
best
right?
at?
I don't know.
Ναι. I don't know.
Roy might know. Was he right winger?
Δεν ξέρω ρε φίλα σου πω με σίγουρα. Έπαιζε όλες τις θέσεις της επίθεσης. Έπαιζε αριστερά, δεξιά και πιο επιθετικό.
For me, he's the ideal. He's the epitome of what a winger is. He gets up and down the line. He can beat a man. He can cross the ball. He can use both feet. He can finish.
And he's strong. He's strong.
All right, as Roy said, his decision making in the final third needs improving, but he's not at Olympiacos. No disrespect, he's at Omonoia, so the level of expectancy is higher. And I can see Shep again a little bit frustrated yesterday with what was going on. As I said, he was being kicked all over the place, so it's no surprise he was getting pissed off. But look, we can pick apart so many different problems, but we keep doing this. Every show we're talking about the same problema. It's the same shit time and time again. So what can we do? What can we do?
Yeah. I like I said, I was thinking about how to approach this pod, okay? And I thought to myself, just calm the fuck down, back the players up again, say nice things about the players, just ignore some of the things that happened yesterday, say that, concentrate that we turn the game around and that we want. But no, Refile, no. And it's not, and I'm not shitting on the players. And I'm not saying I don't trust them. I want more from them because I believe they can, but I don't know why. That's why probably. Is it physical condition? Is it because preseason we had the injuries and the COVID situations? Is it because they travel a lot? We had the preseason, then we had 4 games in Europe, then we had the internationals who traveled all around the world. That's why the African continent, we had 15 internationals. We've got players who played a lot of games. We've got players who didn't play with the team. We got players that had potential at the beginning and then they got injured. It seemed like Chepa would be his year. All the friendly games Chepa scored. Eric seemed very good, scored. Mix seemed like he was going to help us a lot, and he got injured. And then you seem to be struggling with the understanding, with the leadership, with all of these things. Yeah, and Chepa on certain plays. Good thing. Allah never feel. I don't
they're played together. It's difficult to get that relationship in a game like this when you got a side that's very physical. As I said, 2 banks of 4, man. They were defending in numbers and they were getting forward in numbers. In fact, there was a 5-man press every time we had the ball in our half, and they weren't afraid to press. They weren't afraid to make it physical. And I think that's another issue that we have right now. We're playing against teams that know that they can bully us. And we need a few players on the pitch that can tell us, say, fuck this. I'm not taking this shit. If you're going to kick us, we're going to kick you back. It's that simple. And someone's kicked out Chris. His internet has kicked him out. George says Bergy is playing with the wrong system. What was he playing yesterday? 4-2-4 was clearly missing a number 10. We hear the same thing time and time again. Number 10, number 10, number 10. And we don't have a number 10 to play in that role. And the only number 10 we have is Loizon, who's not good enough to play that role because he gets beaten off the ball. Eric is injured.
40s.
40, yeah, but he's 36, 37.
I feel like these are the choices. What can I say, Refile? What can I say?
I don't see an issue in terms of squad depth. I think once we need to get changed. Look, sometimes you need to evolve, okay? That because football is a constantly evolving game. You know, back in the old days, you know, in the 50s and 60s, 2-3-5 was the main formation, you know, and as time went on, it's 3-4-1-2 and 4-4-2 and 4-2-4, but whatever, right? Maybe we're just not a 4-4-2 team. Maybe we don't have the personnel to play 4-4-2. You know, we saw in Europe 3-4-2-1. For me, that's the preferred system that I would play. I'd play the 3-4-2-1 because, like I said, even though you got the fullbacks, because yesterday we weren't stretching the game, Doxa were making it very narrow. And we weren't stretching the play. But when you got that 3-4-2-1, the two men in behind the one man can drop deep. They can support. You know, you can cause all sorts of havoc. His internet is fucked, man. he's dropping in and out. But look, let's talk about Doxa, man, because I think we've spoken about this game for half an hour and we haven't mentioned the impact that he made when he came on. And I think it's quite poetic that the last show we spent 15, 20 minutes defending him. And here he comes on the pitch. Yeah, his first touch of the ball was a penalty. Now we've seen Rashford, Sancho, Mark Noble at the weekend come on just to take penalties, and they bottled it. This guy comes on after all the criticism that's been leveled at him, after all the jokes and the memes and everything that's been thrown the guy's way. He's taking it on the chin. He's waited for his opportunity, and here you go, mate. You've got a penalty in the 89th minute, was it? Or was it the 92nd? No, by the time he took it, it was like 92 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah? And he puts it, not only does he score, he puts it in the bottom corner. The goalkeeper he got very close to it, but because it was so precise, he's put it in the back of the net. And then, yeah, what I've been telling you guys about his hold-up play and what he does off the ball. For ages I've been saying this. Watch what he does. And look at the second goal. Ball is lumped high to him. He brings it down, holds it up, lays it off. Ball ends up to Shehu, and there you go. 2-1. Talk to me, motherfuckers. Talk to me. I can't hear shit. Same energy. The same energy that you lot use, not you guys particularly, but other people that were throwing shit at him. All the energy that they used last week and for the past 6 or 7 months. Same energy now, please. Yeah? I don't hear it. Talk to me.
Everyone needs to keep it there. Chegani.
I feel like not only that, you know, Doxa yesterday had all that pressure for over like a year. He decides to take the ball. He wouldn't let anyone get near to the ball. He wanted to take the penalty. He put it there. And not only that, it took another 2 or 3 minutes. And that is always a lot more. Even if you're like the coolest guy in the world and they make you wait for another 2 minutes while you're on top of the ball, it's for the advantage of the keeper. It's never the advantage of the one taking the penalty, the kicker. So, and he placed it in the bottom corner. And like you said, the keeper went near, but there was no chance to save it because it was so precisely. It goes to show if Doxa missed the penalty yesterday, what would have happened? What would have happened? And it's the same thing I'm trying to say. Τι ήταν να γίνει εχθές? Επειδή, ας πούμε, εχθές ο Doxa έγινε ο καλύτερος center for που είχαμε στην ιστορία μας? No. Αλλά he did the same thing he used to do before. And people don't see. Yes, they want him to score more goals because this is what they want from a center forward. But Doxa didn't do something incredible yesterday that someone who knows tosi mapan anybody out of it. This is what I'm saying.
He knows what we've been saying he's been doing.
Slovakian international player, ας πούμε. Εν και μιλούμε, έφεραμε τον που είναι τρίτη κατηγορία του Σαν Μαρίνο και βάλαμε τον Τζάμε και 37 χρόνο.
Maybe 20 years ago. Maybe. But Roy, it just goes to show this is what he did yesterday was precisely what we've been saying he's been doing since he joined the club. So it's not new to you or I or Chris. But for people just to look at statistics, oh, he's only got 2 goals or 1 goal, ever he missed. And isn't it poetic how last season all this shit started was because he missed the chance against Doxa? Remember when he hit the post? Was it Gussel's header hit the post and he hit it straight at the goalkeeper? I think that's it. The 0-0.
Ναι, μπράβο, ναι. Ήταν Gino και είχε και χάσει και με τη Σαλαμίνα, νομίζω, when he did a spin and then he...
Yeah.
Anyway, ρε φίλε, if I want to keep something from the game yesterday, I was going to wear the same one, but I couldn't find it, and then you sent me the link.
I need one.
If we're keeping something from yesterday's game, is Dura's performance. He's fucking balls. Okay. The fact that the fans were singing his name, that's it. And I'd like to believe that we have something to do with that. Even a small percent, especially Stel. Like, να φωνάζει το γήπεδο, μουλον Duris, ρε φίλε. Ναι, ρε φίλε. I haven't seen anyone support Duris more than Stel. I support him as well, and you saw the answers I gave, like on YouTube, and whenever someone asks, and I say I'm always going to be supportive of someone who's wearing the Omonoia shirt, and especially someone who's from whoever we asked. They said that Dura is one of the biggest professionals in the squad. He always gives it his all. Okay, but anyway. Dura,
I'm happy for him.
Why would anyone not be happy for him, man? If
because someone they can't do their memes anymore, Roy. Because they can't do their memes.
You know what? I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy. I posted a story with Dura, and he takes the time now. Thank you, amazing. I appreciate it. No, man, we appreciate it. Thank you, because with everything that is being told, he's not good, and this and that. He shut up all the mouse sectors. Hopefully he can build from this.
But see,
hopefully.
What I want to say, right, I'm going to make this one as quick as I possibly can, right? We've got players from Hungary, the Czech Republic, Nigeria, Serbia, Slovakia, Spain, Brazil, all players from different nations.
Nigeria,
and they have Ghana. Yeah, so they have friends who are also footballers from the same country as them. Now, what would Dura be like if he was an asshole? He'd go to his mates and say, "Oh, these fans are cunts. All they do is take the piss out of me. I'm fed up with them." And immediately, the fans have basically fucked up the club. They've fucked up the club's reputation, because no one's going to want to join Omonoia, because they're going to be like, well, why would they want to go to this club? Because this guy who's got so much experience, the fans shooting him. Do you get what I'm saying? So instead of getting the players back, why don't we just show a little bit more support for these players? Because, hey, Fabi's going to go back to Brazil and talk about Omonoia one day. Jordi is. Fucking hell, I spoke to Andrea Orlandi today. You know, that's his brother-in-law. So Andrea knows about Omonoia. Yeah? And all these other players that know, Ernest played for Midtjylland. So he obviously still keeps in touch with players from their fantastic club with heritage. So the fans need to think about what they're saying here and what they're doing, right? When you shoot on the player, one way or the other, it's going to get back to other players, and they're going to think, well, why would I want to go to that place? Whether it be a club with racist fans, fascist fans, fans that do all sorts of stuff, they're not going to want to go there. So at least show the players a little bit more support, not just for the now, not just because it's the done thing to do, but for the future of the club. I speak to Guido Hoffmann. He loves Omonoia. I spoke to Gunter Tipper. He loves Omonoia. Clayton, Roy, all these players that we've spoken to, Matt, all these other players, they love Omonoia because of the fans. But I don't want to be hearing, oh, Dura is shit and this and that. And now he scored a goal. And all of a sudden, people are like, oh, we're his biggest fan. Go fuck yourselves.
Then that was Previ. Let's see. Brutal honesty, always.
No, I feel about that. You personalize it with Dura. What I'm trying to say is that Dura yesterday didn't prove at the age of 32 that he's a good player. Okay?
Yeah.
He didn't need that penalty to prove that he's a good player. Εντάξει. Όπως λάθος να πούμε ότι Dura μου και το έναν τ' άλλο. Το ίδιο και με την ομάδα. Εχθές η ομάδα ήταν σκατά και δεν πρέπει επειδή κερδίσαμε να νομίζουμε ότι έγιναμε σούπερ ομάδα. Εντάξει, πρέπει να δουλέψουμε πάρα πολλά. Πάρα πολλά, ρε παιδιά. I don't want to repeat the same things over and over again. I don't know if there's Any Stel, are there any messages from? Do people want to ask any questions? Do you want to just wrap it up or whatever? I
There you
don't
go.
know.
Is one here. A word about the war that the media and other teams start against us. In this country, they forget easy what happened in the past. Yeah, and these are things that we can. This is another podcast, isn't it? It's for another podcast. I'm not going to go into this because my knowledge of this situation isn't as vast as yours because you guys
I think
are out there.
if we speak, we're in trouble, just like the Mourinho meme.
If I speak, I'd be in trouble, big trouble.
I think especially if Roy starts to speak, I'll try and contain myself.
Lads, just another thing on Dura. Again, in the 27th minute, I said to myself, this game needs him. And you could tell because we needed, as I said before, we needed someone to stretch the play. And that's exactly what he would have done. And I think that with Shepherd still building up his fitness, I think Dura's going to play against Buffalo. I think he's going to play against Buffalo, in all honesty.
I don't know if it's a matter of a player or players or formation or physical condition or the team not being able to gel this far. I don't know what it is, Refile. I'm just a little bit concerned in the sense that okay, Dura might play against Paphos and he'll still be the one who's going to miss a chance and we won't win. We have to be better as a team. As a team, this is the last 2 years. We'd always say that what made us different from the rest wasn't the quality of the individual players we had. It was that as a team, we played very well.
Yep.
And we complemented each other and we would track back and help our teammate. I don't see that. The energy levels are not there. We're not moving the ball fast. Okay, we would ask for the team to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe create more chances, but we knew at the back that the teams weren't threatening us. Τώρα κάνουν μας 5 ευκαιρίες και φοβάσαι 4 και να τα φάεις ρε φίλε. Πέρσι κάνουν μας 3 ευκαιρίες, έκοφκεν έναν ο Φάπη, έκοφκαν τα οι άλλοι. Τώρα κάνουν σου 6-7 ευκαιρίες και φοβάσαι ότι να φάεις. How is Fabi going to keep a clean sheet? Okay, and even Fabi yesterday, okay, the goal he conceded, he could have done better. Αλλά ο παίχτης που έκαμε το shoot είναι στον μαρκάρα. Να μάθηκα που είναι μαρκάρα, ρε φίλε.
Do you know what? I really when I watched the goal, when I saw the goal the first time around, I thought, how am I going to pick this one apart? Because I can think of 3 or 4 things to go into. But then I watched it again. I was like, Yusuf didn't do too much wrong, to be fair, because okay, he stood off him. But he was showing the guy, he had his body shape, so he was showing him on the outside. He was like, right, okay, go and take it on your left foot because I know you're right-footed. But then because the guy moved it onto his right, too quick, you still, again, as I mentioned on the other show, he moved, he's slow. I've seen Milk turn quicker than him, right? A ship, you know, I've seen Noor 1 turn quicker than him, right? And he got his body shape all wrong. And then the next thing you know, it's gone through him, not through his legs, it just went through him like he was a ghost. And Fabi, he was just like a Pro Evolution goalkeeper when he was on purple, like blue. Just went under him. But, you know, even the commentator said he's only human and he makes mistakes. And yeah, fucking hell, man. Like, it's the first mistake I've seen him make since opening day of the season last year against Buffalo where he conceded the penalty. And that's what I'm saying about like, yesterday was so fucked that Fabi wasn't making mistakes. We equalised, even though we should be 3-0 down. And I don't know if you remember, the moment they equalised, they got a free kick and whipped it into the back stick. And they almost got a second one, literally straight after we equalised. So it goes back to what I said about the defending. Just there's no organisation, man. There's
going to be... every pod is going to be the defence.
But we scored the winner in Bergy time. We scored it in Bergy time.
Bergy time.
Bergy time.
I might be wrong, but someone correct me if he knows better. I think that shot, the winner from Leziaks, was the first shot on goal we had. That's it. 9.2. Correctly.
On target.
On target. Shot on target.
Yeah. Because EI ran past one player and he shot from about 45 yards. Which there's no beaches in Lefkosia, is it? So I think the ball might have ended up in where? Derinya? Where did it go? Is there a jumbo in Lefkosia? I can't remember. Is there?
There is.
Is it near the petrol station on the main road? That's probably where the ball is now.
It's opposite Archangelos που προπονείται τον κέντρο του ΑΠΟΕΛ, το Jumbo στην Λευκοσία. Yeah, man, I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to?
Yeah, I'm going to open a can of worms. 1 minute, just very quick. See this comment, Pedro. Please don't. See that first sentence. Shepard doesn't really care. I could tell you for now that's the biggest load of bullshit I've heard in 2021, Pedro, and that's no disrespect to you. Shepard and I and Roy speak quite regularly. He loves the club. I spoke to him after the game at full time. He was tired. He worked his ass off. He just waits for the ball to come to him. No, he dropped deep to get the ball and he was clattered every fucking time. And that's a fact. Watch the game again. If you can watch the game again, I don't know if you can watch any reruns. I don't know if they show him again on YouTube or anything, but about 6 times I counted, he came to collect the ball and he was clattered. In fact, in the second half, he was hit so hard, I thought he'd done his fucking calf. And he was a battering ram yesterday because they doubled up on him like they did most of the players. So
I think a lot of people forget the best is Thiago, Asante. Sepa was getting the deliveries, he was finishing and scoring the goals.
And he's been injured. He's had a fucking hamstring tear, for fuck's sake. What
exactly. People need to get off and relax a little bit. He doesn't have the delivery.
But this is the problem there. This is what we've been saying about certain people in this fan base, right? Because a player doesn't play well for 2-3 games, oh shit, he doesn't care. Because a player comes over with a big price tag and a big name, oh, he's only come here for a holiday. Let's not forget the family side of things. Let's not forget about his personal side. When Ernest came, right, people were shitting on him. He's terrible. He's not good. He's not this. He's not. I said, wait until his family come over from Norway, right? Wait for him to settle. Let him learn the culture and this and that. Make more friends on and off the field. Let him feel comfortable. Boom, you're going to see him. And what happened? One of our best players until he got his ACL. So I don't want to hear none of this bullshit. If you're going to be coming on this show to watch, don't leave any stupid comments like this. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Or just watch an Apoel fan channel if they have any fans these days. Because by the look of it, right, they're all going to start supporting Omonoia 28.
Still, okay, it's nice to try and change the perspective of people, and that's what we've been trying to do for about a year.
I'm not trying to change anything, right? But I just want people to understand, right, that footballers, like humans, are not robots. You know, we all have off days. We all have personal issues that prevent us from working to the best of our capabilities. Granted, they're footballers, and that's their main job. But of course, it affects them, right? You think Shepard? Do these people honestly think now when the game finishes, Shepard goes back to the dressing room, gets changed, has his shower, gets changed, gets in his car, his Lamborghini, yeah? Because all footballers they have Lamborghinis, don't they? All of them, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. He goes to his 20-bedroom mansion in Aradipu, next to Katie Price's house, the pink one, Peter Andre's house, wherever it is, and he lives like a king, and he has servants, and he has, silk bed sheets, and he has ladies in every single room that he can have his way. He's like he's like a prince. He could do whatever the fuck he wants, and he doesn't care about Omonoia. Get the fuck out of here, man! I don't want to hear none of this shit.
Anyway, bullshit. I don't want to use personal relationship with players on the fact that we do speak to them allows us to know a little bit more than what others don't about some of these players. Okay, and you if you want to describe a player with other ways, you can try and do it. Be a bit more diplomatic, be a bit more careful, think before, but don't just say he doesn't care. What happened and he doesn't care? Ως πάντο, ρε φίλε, I think because we're going close to 50 minutes, we should try and wrap it up, ρε φίλε.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Listen, the fact is, as the title says, Bergy time. And you know, we've taken a few little positives from this. I think it's only right that even though we've criticised as much as we can take some positives from this game. It's a win. It's not a great win, but it's a win. Duda got on the score sheet, worked incredibly hard like what he normally does. Gugu's perseverance and his you know, his initiative got us to the thing. Lesiak's finish. We haven't even spoken about Lesiak's goal. Right foot finish on the volley. Shehu's cross, his assist. Yeah, right. And Shehu came on in the middle of the park and he did very well as a one man in the middle. Mind. Yeah. And yeah, as I said, Bergy time. It's not Fergie time. It's Bergy time. We scored a goal in injury time. 2 goals in injury time. And again, that shows resilience. But as Roy said, we only played well for 5 minutes. And it needs to change. Something needs to change. And I'm sure they know it. I'm sure the players know it. I'm sure the staff know it. But it is a concern. It is a concern. Right now, it's a concern for me. Last week against Ajax, I was a bit, there's still room for improvement, but we know where we're going wrong. Now, I'm thinking, some people need to buck up their ideas. Some players need to buck up their ideas because pretty soon there's going to be big changes at this club, be it tactically and players are going to be left out in the dark and they ain't going to like it and they're going to remember this Govenda. Anyway, carry on. I'll let you guys say what you got to say and then we'll wrap it up.
The only thing that I want to say is just step it up. Stop being too comfortable. You have a title that you need to defend. It's not going to be easy. If you don't like the pressure, if you don't want to be playing, no problem. I want to see players that want to fight and defend. I want to see the passion. I want to see the team spirit. I know it's early. I trust my team. I trust my manager. But we need to step it up. That's the only thing that I want to say.
The famous Ric Flair, who's now probably being cancelled because he's been a bit of a naughty man, he used to say, in fact, he still does, he says, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. And Omonoia right now, we're the man. And every team wants to beat us. Yeah? That's what we need to realise. Last season, it was a different story. All right, teams wanted to beat us, but not as much as they do now. Right? So they're going to play a different style against us. And teams are taking points off each other like we saw the other day. You know, we saw Ajax drop points at Buffalo. And this is going to be a long, hard season. But the one thing I will say to the supporters, while the team isn't doing as well as we want them to, do not stop supporting. Do not stop sending messages of encouragement. Do not become dickheads and do not become entitled little pricks. Because we had this Govenda, where did we, Roy, at the end of the season, you know, 10, 11 years without the title. Do you not want this to happen again? Because the way that things are at this moment in time, the way that these shit on these players, some fans shit on these players, they're not going to give a shit. Of course, they're going to give a shit about the club and the other fans, but they're like, well, what's your point? So just be supportive and hit that subscribe button, by the way. Hit that like button. Follow Roy on Instagram at Roy No Choftes. Follow Chris on Instagram at DJSTS Michael. See, I've got it for one. Yes, got it for one.
For once, μια φορά, ρε.
Μια φορά και έναν καιρό, still got it right. Right, Comelia, that's it for that episode. Roy, wrap it up, my boy.
Πάμε σιλάκα μου και εγώ θα σ' αγαπώ και μη σε νοιάζει.
Άντε.